Debbie, I know you're watching. Malik Cunningham right there, Louisville quarterback. In the third quarter, tied at 21. He's dropping back to pass. Floater to Marshawn Ford. Man, that was a catch. Let's see it again. Holds on right there. Louisville knocking on the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? Touchdown, Cunningham. He ran for 99 yards. Louisville takes a 28-21 lead. He went 23 of 38 throwing the ball. How about Dylan Gabriel rolling left? Ryan O'Keefe. Dylan Gabriel from the 808. His daddy Garrett played for Hawaii. Still remember when you beat BYU, Garrett? Brandon Johnson. He doesn't have to call me Johnson. Game tied at 28. Cunningham, a little bit of a limp. Swings it to Braden Smith. Going to throw it. Trevion Cooley for the touchdown. Coach Satterfield going deep in the playbook back there. Louisville up 35-28. Less than 3 minutes to go. UCF looking to tie it. Johnny Richardson. Handoff. A lot of space. Falls down. Blade of grass got him. Gain of 19. Gus Malzahn drawing this up. Going to tell Gabriel to keep it himself. Aloha. Tied at 35. All right, we got about 30 seconds to go. Louisville close to field goal range. Cunningham hit 10 different receivers. We're not counting that one. Tremont Morris brash tipped it and caught it. Very next play, Gabriel. Amari Johnson off his hands, intercepted by the true freshman Jalen Alderman, who told Jody from the Cardinal Insider that when he saw the ball coming, he thought, this can't be real. It's real. Here's the voice of Louisville football's Paul Rogers on the call.
He throws over the middle. Left hand and intercepted. Louisville's got it. Coming to the 50. Coming to the 40. Down the sideline to the 30. To the 20. One man with a shot. 5. Touchdown! Touchdown! Louisville. Unbelievable!
I think I read that's the first play that kid was on the field. The true freshman goes all the way, and Louisville wins it.
Love it. Coming up from SportsCenter from LA.
It's like that. Embrace it.
Virginia Tech's had possession of the Black Diamond Trophy for over 6,000 days now.
First throw of the year. Touchdown. Bearcats. Looks deep. He got it. How about that?
This is why you come to Florida to play in games like this.
We can open a lot of eyes.
This is as good as it gets.
College football's Week 3 schedule coming through harder than fireball shots on Saturday morning. Headlined by top-ranked Alabama opening SEC play against number 11 Florida. Nick Saban's crew making its first trip to the Swamp in 10 years. The Gators have lost 7 straight in this series.
How about 100,000 plus in the annual whiteout game in Happy Valley? Number 22 Auburn taking on number 10 Penn State on Saturday, 7:30 on ABC. Both teams 2-0 to start the year. It should be interesting to see how Bo Nix and the Tigers handle that incredible atmosphere. With more, here's our College Game Day crew.
Nittanyville is ready to show Auburn what's up with this whiteout. Now, it's typically reserved for Michigan or Ohio State, but Auburn makes just its second trip ever to a Big Ten environment. In fact, last time they did it, the SEC didn't exist. They went to Wisconsin in 1931. So this is a rare treat. And if Auburn is going to come in here, Kirk, and have success, Bo Nix, who historically has been not good on the road, is going to have a strong, solid game and protect the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's been talked about, right, all week, and Bo Nix knows about it. You've talked with him about it. He gets a little prickly, gets a little frustrated with it. He'll be quick to point out, we played some pretty good teams while I've been away from Jordan Hare, and he's right. Teams like LSU in 19 when they won a national championship, Alabama last year. And, in his defense, it's not just the quarterback. It's easy when the quarterback plays well to give him all the credit, and it's easy to point the finger when the offense struggles. The reality is he needs to be more consistent with his decision-making, and he looks great 2 games in, at home against lesser opponents. This is the game that we find out where Bo Nix is, how much he's improved, and how this new offense with Brian Harsin and Mike Bobo, how good it really is. This is a good Penn State defense. Also a great opportunity for Penn State to strike a blow for the Big Ten and the Big Ten East. Now, in the SEC, the headline game in the Swamp, Alabama and Florida, same club, same
groups that played for the SEC championship, but not the same personnel or the same.
Man, I mean, last year, people forget about that game in Atlanta. I mean, Kyle Trask, Kyle Pitts, those great receivers, many of which are in the NFL. I mean, they hung right in there with Mac Jones and Alabama. And now, as Reese is saying, it's such a different contest as far as what Alabama's defense is getting ready to defend. It's almost like they can tear up their play call and sheets defensively from a year ago and go back to Mississippi State's offense with Dan Mullen when they used to have a quarterback that could run. Now, I'm not saying that Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson don't have the ability to stretch the field, but nothing like what they had last year with Trask and company.
Anthony Richardson can stretch the field by running from one end of it to the other.
Running, throwing. I think we'll see a little more 15 in this game, without a doubt.
Now, Dan Mullen doesn't run down to Shands Hospital and tell him how to do procedures. He's not even listening to quarterback advice. Game day from Old Main at Penn State's going to be awesome Saturday morning.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Penn State, a 5-point favorite against Auburn, which is seeking its first road win against a top 10 opponent since 2014. And top-ranked Alabama heads to the Swamp for the first time since 2011. That's going to be interesting. The Gators haven't beaten Alabama since the 2008 SEC championship game when they were led by Mr. Tim Tebow.
All right, time now for an edition of Must SC. And this is really cool for the Clippers fan base there in Southern California, breaking ground on their new arena, the Intuit Dome. And, yeah, they brought out all the big stars, including Kawhi and PG. And this turned into a whole thing here. So you had a dance performance, get the crowd going, and then Mr. Hype himself, Steve Ballmer.
Clipper Nation, make some noise! Clipper Nation, the chairman of our Clippers, Steve Ballmer!
Since I purchased the Clips, we've celebrated many landmarks. Big wins, big playoff wins, big playoff wins. And they've all led us here to this vacant lot that we're about to transform to the singular best place for fans and players throughout the world.
All right, so they're hyped, clearly. Got together for a little photo. Guys are there. But then there was another performance. Fitz and the Tantrums. They were there to show out. Crowd's into it, but Kawhi and PG were not amused. Clearly not entertained. Look, I'm not familiar with Fitz and the Tantrums. I'm not quite sure how this performance was going in that moment. But that look right there is one of my favorite Kawhis. We've had a few Kawhis. We had the laugh at the press conference. We had what it do, baby, in the car.
Fun guy.
But that right there, that's one of my favorite Kawhis.